Shoutcast mode. If you have any friends that you want to invite... Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm actually just going to copy that straight up and then post it because I think they're on opposite teams. Okay, so let's see. You know, Knifey and 40Kins are on the same team. Oh well. Alright, so looks like blue team is banning out Warwick as well as purple team has banned out Jax. Both very strong champions both in the jungle and in the top lane. Feral Flare or not, they get both tanky and a lot of damage going down as soon as they get towards that late game. 8 seconds for, there we go, Master Yi ban, also a very strong champion with that Feral Flare in the jungle or pretty much anywhere else. Feral Flare generally is a jungle item, but I've seen it actually on top laners before because it is really powerful. I do think they nerfed it a little bit, so now it is up to 30 champions, or 30 monsters. So it takes a little longer to build it up fully, but at the same time it can still be really strong. Nasus banned out by purple team, not wanting any of that slow and Q damage, especially late game. Looks like a lot of these late game champions are being banned out. There could be some specific bans because these guys generally sometimes know each other, and so they're going to be able to ban back and forth. Thresh being banned out by blue team, the master of the CC with those death sentences as well. And then of course Renekton, a very strong champion. Both Nasus and Renekton have to be sitting on the sidelines going, "What's up, bro?" Sad that we didn't get picked, bro. Pretty sad, yeah, pretty sad. Okay, so looks like blue team now gets first pick. I'm going to run through everyone's names real fast, try to get familiar with them before the game actually starts here. Breakwill, Jay Chang, Andrews, Sarah G, Maximum Leobkne, Pencil Pen 15, Templars, Knifey, Kaponok, and 40 Kittens. Capnock going to be in trouble as Vi comes in with the ultimate. Breakwill, an excellent name for also playing the champion Vi in that jungle. With that ultimate is going to be able to get to the ADC and destroy them in no matter. However, Vi is very susceptible to CC as well as can often overextend and get into really tough situations. With that Q ultimate combination, she can dive 1v5 accidentally and get dominated before the rest of her team can follow up. Pencil Pen hovering over that Udyr pick for the jungle as well. Looks like junglers are pretty popular, getting picked out. Very strong champion as well. However, sometimes can be in the same boat if he's bum rushing this ADC on the enemy team. He's going to be diving in really hard to try to get that stun on him. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not if the enemy team gets a lot of CC in there. Don't know why he's taking Flash. I believe personally that Ghost is a little bit stronger on Udyr, but hey, I've seen a lot of amazing Udyr flashes over walls to grab that stun onto the enemy champion, as well as you can flash over the entire enemy team to get to that back line and throw that stun onto the enemy ADC. Templars, picking up that Jinx, love me some Jinx in game, especially with that giant rocket of doom as her ultimate, being able to cross the entire map and grab people with really low health. However, looks like blue team may be picking up ultimate across the map champion themselves with that Ashe. Doesn't do quite as much damage as the Jinx ultimate does, however, it does have its amazing long time stun that if you send it off at the right moment and grab a 3-second stun on an enemy champion, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot in a bad team fight. Ashe is a great champion for even ulting across the entire map, especially if she sees people sitting at their tower in top lane and grabbing kills such as that. Jay Chang grabbing up a Soraka as well, going to be able to keep Ashe healthy, and with that mana, Ashe is sometimes can be a mana whore, as she does throw out a lot of those W's to do a lot of damage in the area of effect. Knifey hovering over that Riven. She does have a pretty big knife, so it makes sense as to why Knifey is playing that knife champion Riven. Most often played in the top lane, but sometimes can be going in the mid lane as well. Good champion if you really aren't sure what lane somebody is going to be going in, because you can switch it up. However, with that Ignite, it does look like they may be going into the top lane. Do have an Annie pick as well. She's kind of got a smite, but I think she's going to change that in just a second. Taking smite teleport seems a little bit of a troll, but Annie might be going support or something. Sarah G picking up that Nidalee, hovering at least over that Nidalee pick for blue team. Could be going into the mid lane or could be going support. Looks like I'm probably going support, as it does have that heal ability. So it probably will be a Soraka in the mid lane, which will be doing a lot of damage, but still has that global heal for any kind of situation, especially if you are on Skype with the Soraka, and you can shout out, "Please heal me!" at the last second. That'll be pretty good. And then looks like it'll be a Garen, most likely in the top lane, being picked up by Maximum Lebkne in that top lane. There he goes with that Ghost Ignite, picking up that Ghost. Ghost so strong. Akali now coming out, very possibly that mid lane pick versus the Soraka, depending on the situation. Akali is a really tough champion against Soraka because of the fact that Soraka does have that silence, and so Akali can kind of be screwed by that because he needs the silence to be able to get around. However, if you are a very strong Akali champion and can get in really fast, really early, and do a lot of damage, especially if you get the first kill or two in your lane, you're going to be able to snowball that and just doing way more damage than the Soraka can deal with, especially with that heal. 3 seconds to decide whether she's going to go Akali or not. It does look like this Annie totally trolling with her, there we go, I was going to say totally trolling with her support things, but is going to go that Flash Exhaust, picking up that support role for that Jinx. Pretty powerful combination, especially because both champions have a lot of damage and pretty good burst. And so if Annie gets off that stun followed up by the Jinx W, that champion is not going to go much of anywhere, and Ashe is very susceptible to a lot of damage early, and that's why she's taking Flash and Heal to try to get herself out of the situations. Will be interesting to see how she does with that Nidalee support. I don't see a whole lot of those grouped together, but we have finished, and now they are starting their journey. I will talk about you all I want. So, Udyr did officially go with that Flash, so we'll see how that goes. Flash being an extremely powerful spell, as you can see that every single player took Flash. There are two types of players, the player that has Flash in the D and Flash in the F. So if you are a D, post about it in the chat. If you are an F, you can post about it in the chat too if you want. Either way, you guys are awesome. So, the game is starting for them. I'm going to throw out some predictions here after I run through everybody's name once more. We've got Breakwill taking that Vi in the jungle. Jecheng for blue team going that mid lane. Soraka maybe switching it up to support at the last second. Hard to tell. Andrew Liu picking up Ashe for the ADC in the bottom lane. Sarah G maybe going mid lane, maybe going bot lane. Hard to tell at this point in time. Maximum Lebkne in that top lane is Garen. For purple team, we've got Pencil Pen 15 picking up Udyr in that jungle. Going to be doing a lot of jungling around. Templars going mid lane with the Akali. Going to be jumping in, jumping out as that skilled ninja. Knifey in the top lane, taking Riven. Going to be facing off against this Garen. And then Captain Knock has support for her 40 Kittens Jinx ADC. Captain Knock picking up Annie. I don't think I mentioned that. So, now throwing out my predictions here. I always do team that's going to win, First Blood member, and then who gets the triple kill. But, first of all, there is a Jinx in the team, so I have to trust it out too. 40 Kittens getting that triple kill. Possibly. It took her a while last time, but she might be able to get a triple kill again in this game. Best of luck to you. And your triple kill, Jinx. And then we've got, who's going to get First Blood? I'm tossing it to Riven. Riven's going to get First Blood. That's my prediction. And then, of course, what team is going to win? It's actually hard to say. And I'm gonna do this just to see if 40 Kittens and Knifey can prove me wrong. It is all on you to prove me wrong, but I'm gonna give it to blue team. I think blue team's gonna win. They got a really powerful combination, especially with that Vi in the jungle and then Soraka with the heals. They do kind of have two supports with that Soraka and Nidalee. However, Nidalee spears are so strong late game, and that Soraka silence is gonna shut down both Annie and Kali, depending on what the situation is. Can even knock down that Riven, especially with that long-term silence. So, as long as Jecheng can get off the good silence on the enemy team and cause havoc in the middle of a team fight with that Garen spin to win and ultimate, and then of course the Ashe stunning whatever champion she so chooses, I feel the blue team has both a better start composition and late game, unless they cannot deal with the burst damage of purple team, in which case purple team could easily pull it into a win. So, best of luck in game. Everybody chatting in the chat. Yeah, that makes a bunch of logical sense about who's going to win what. There's no way that Templars is playing Templars. It's just not even possible. No, Templars is definitely Andrew Liu in the game. For sure. 100%. Alright, so of course we all know that depending on the champion, whatever team has the most skins means that they're going to win. And it looks like Purple Team may be proving me wrong. Already they have 3 skins and may be getting a 4th one once Captain Knock officially connects into the game. Ooh, what an interesting composition, as you have 2 gold border players on Purple Team, but a platinum player, Nidalee, on the blue team. So it'll be very interesting to see how the game goes from here. Best of luck to 40 Kittens. You weren't even ranked last season, so hopefully you can get your Jinx skills up enough that you can play her in ranked games and get yourself at least a silver, because that's always the best way to roll when you're playing. Capnock still not loading, which is pretty unfortunate, but a lot of the champions coming in. So I haven't seen the Crimson Akali skin in a while in game, but that Redeemed Riven skin, a friend of mine plays Redeemed Riven all the time, and it is beautiful and gorgeous. Once again, if you have any friends that ever want to watch you play or happen to be online at the time, feel free to send them a message or something if you want them to watch you play in-game and hopefully see some of your awesome moves. They will be 3 minutes behind, but hey, who knows? You got some friends on Skype I know that could totally enjoy watching you play. If they happen to be online, be like, whoa, look at how popular I am. I'm on a stream. I'm on a stream, motherfucker. Sorry, I don't know the rest of the words. It's like, I'm on a boat. I'm on a stream. It's rolling fast, and the Shoutcasts are speaking really fast, and I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Captain Knock now is finally starting to load as that Annie skin does not have a skin. However, that's still 3 skins, Purple Team versus 0 on Blue. But I've heard it said that no skin teams often win too. So we'll see if these teams can pull it together and make this game happen. Looks like a lot of people have jumped off of the stream due to the fact that it's really hard to play and get to stream at the same time. But for any of those that are still watching, if you are in the game will be available to watch after the stream ends. As soon as I hit stop streaming, it will, after a couple minutes, appear for you to be able to watch through the entire thing. So if you have any buddies currently in game and want to let them know, you can do that, and they can watch the stream and them play afterwards. And sometimes it's really good because it helps you learn about your own skill ability, and you're like, why did I make that stupid choice? Annie is making me have to like chat a really long time here because she is loading so slowly. I'm having to like come up with things to talk about, and normally if I had a buddy doing this, then we could like chat back and forth about interesting stories and things, but at the moment, because it is only me, I get to make it up all at the same time. And this is my really cool knife. It's a 5-inch knife. I nearly cut myself in the last stream because I was playing with it. We'll just listen to the music the last couple seconds that the team loads in. Alright, we are back in game as everyone finally finishes loading into the game. Already 6 seconds in, and there is no first blood just yet. But who knows, that Nidalee Spear could decide to fly all the way across the map and kill an enemy team, or enemy team member, and that would be first blood. But looks like a classic start for a lot of the champions here. That Machete and Doran's coming out for most of the champions. Don't forget to buy yourself a trinket, because when you are playing, you want your trinket ward to be put down. Looks like Akali did sell all of her stuff back. She's trying to decide instead what to maybe buy. There you go, Doran's start for Jinx as well, and then a Spell Thief's Edge for Nidalee coming out, and those cookies. Them biscuits of regeneration will allow her to stay in lane just a good bit and give her both health and mana. So she'll be able to get up. Oh, Let's see. Slasher. Who was the last person I talked to? 40 kittens. There we go. I messaged her in game. So hi, 40 kittens. Alright, so everyone has started. They all took that warding trinket early, and so that way they're going to be able to place down a lot of those wards. I see a lot of junglers these days that take the warding trinket early and then switch over to a scrying trinket late game. However, pink wards are the way to go. Pink wards are it. Did I say legit or legit? I meant legit. Legit. In the chat. So it looks like a basic start here for blue and purple team. Purple team will be defending blue and letting Udyr start that, while Vi will be starting red buff on the blue team. Nothing too interesting coming out other than the fact that I have not placed all of the champions in their correct positions because I am terrible. So we've got our mid laners, which are going to be Soraka versus Akali, and then our junglers, and then lastly in the top lane, Riven versus that Garen. Deciding to get a little bit of damage back and forth as Knifey jumps in, tossing Mambali in the air. Maximum. Lebanese. I'm just going to call you Maximum. Maximum in the air, doing a little bit of damage. Capnock taking a spear to the back of the head. A lot of damage going back and forth now between Knifey and Maximum. Not really going to show a clear winner at the moment. Jay Chang in the middle of it, again doing a lot of damage against Templars, who's really low health. Trying to potion as well as be able to hit some minions to heal that back up. Now Knifey and Maximum in the top lane chugging those potions. Maximum did start out with that armor as well, as that means he's got more potions for this Riven. However, Riven's lifesteal is still pretty high, and so might be able to get in there and do some extra damage and heal herself back up with those minion kills. Maximum Lebanon now almost full health. The Knifey's still sitting at half health, which is going to be pretty bad, especially if Maximum continues to use those potions. 40 kittens in the bottom lane, a good bit of arm above the Ashe. Akali in the mid lane now having to use up all of the rest of the potions. Oh, spear almost coming out and hitting Annie, which would have done a lot of damage. There's the ignite down to Jay Chang. It might be first blood, but in the top lane we've got Knifey stunning both champions underneath the tower. There's the tower shot, but it's not going to kill. Instead, the kill's going to go down to Garen and get himself first blood. Templars in the mid lane trying to finish off Jay Chang, but that Soraka sustain is just crazy and powerful. And then, of course, Jinx has to get that triple kill before the end of the game. She has the entire game to get a triple kill, but she's got to make sure that she gets that triple kill before the end of the game. So Jinx still doing a good job of keeping farm above that Ashe, about double the farm of the Ashe, but it's early and 10 farm isn't going to do a whole lot in the process of the entire game, unless you can turn that late game. Spear missing everybody because there's nobody in that bush. Sarah G. I'm just gonna call her Sarah G. Throwing out the spear just to kind of see where people are at in that bush. Switch my headphones around because they're kind of hurting my ears a little bit. Spear did finally connect to Annie there in that bottom lane. Capnock taking a little bit of another spear to the face. However, she does have some potions that she can drink up. 40 kittens getting a spear as well. Right now those spears don't hurt that much, but late game they're going to be doing a lot of damage, especially if that Nidalee runs a full AP. However, she did take Spell Thief Edge, so she's getting a lot of extra gold every time she does land one of those spears, so has to heavily rely on those spears landing. Throws another one, lands on 40 kittens, who does use the heal to be able to try to get out of that situation as Break Will's shoving in at the last second. There we go. You're going to be able to get out. 40 kittens down to very low health. However, that heal and flash that she used did get her out of that possibly kill, as Vi's now having to back off. No, Vi's actually sticking around to help push in the lane. Annie deciding it's best to back off as well. Now it looks like Vi will be going back into the jungle. In the top lane, Knifey's not one liking this situation too much. Already down one kill. She did grab herself some armor against this Garen, but now Garen has two long swords that he's going to be able to do a good bit of damage. Before he was armor, and now he's got damage to fight this Riven. That Silence going to be doing a good bit against her in that lane. Templars still dealing, being down to 100 health against this Jay Chang, who accidentally took a tower shot there for the little bit of harass that she was doing onto Akali. Knifey continuing trying to harass this Maximum in the top lane. He's actually taking a lot of minion damage. There's the silence by Soraka, keeping Templars at bay. 7,000 gold to just about 7.4 to just about 7,000. So they're about 4k gold in the lead, which isn't a whole lot. Stun coming out by Knifey onto Maximum before bouncing away, just doing a little bit of harassing. Soraka continuing to try to pressure this turret down with her long-range banana skills. There's another spear coming out onto Capnock, knocking a bit of health. Here comes Pencil Pen jumping in, trying to get a stun out, but it is not going to happen as Jay Chang has just too much health and sustain, healing herself up as both champions now have to back off. Blinking red in the sidebar. 40 Kitten's getting a little bit of extreme range harass down onto Ashe. Trying to keep her minion farm advantage. It all goes down onto Knifey. So little health. Oh my gosh! Flash is in the middle of his flash auto attack and he doesn't land it! She is able to escape out of that with no health. Templar Z now in a good bit of trouble by almost hitting her in the Shadow Dance as she's able to walk away from that. But that will be, I think, mid lane tower going down as Udyr is not in any position to deal with that at the moment. Neither of those champions having backed. And so that is going to be mid tower. First tower going down for blue team, who already has a little bit of an advantage with that first kill. That Riven escape, though, probably is going to end up going on my YouTube channel because that was just absolutely intense beyond all measure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Purple team does have a ward there, so they should be able to notice that it is more than likely the blue team will be at Dragon. However, I don't think they can contest it. Pinky out! Though for blue team, I'm not exactly sure which champion put it down, but there is a pink out. Thank you, whoever actually did that, because you are totally awesome. Sorry for my random yawn, but that was a nice job. And they did get the dragon secured it. Purple team not in a position to be able to fight that. Capnock does have a stun up in case blue team came down there, but they did not collapse in at all. And Akali's going to get there a little bit too late to deal with that. Oh, she does be able to scare Ashe out of the bush, but they did not see the pink in that bush. Templar Z now trying to chase down onto Andrew Louis. There we go, gets a kick and a lot of damage down. Another kick is going to follow up. That ignite might finish her. Oh my goodness. There's like no health of Ashe on the side. She had 0 health and she was able to walk away from that. That's when you're like 0.1 damage in that kind of situation. Akali is by red buff and she decides to back off from that. Was trying to take red from the enemy team. Now Capnock is here, misses her W on everybody. And that is a wasted stun and some mana. Breakwell there kind of missed the fact that red buff was in the bush before going back to auto-attacking it. In the top lane, Maximum versus Knifey continuing to go head-to-head. Does look like Maximum is getting a little bit of the advantage, being about 20 farm above the Riven, which is going to give him a little bit of a help. He is level, well, both champions are level 6, but I think he actually finished level 6 before Riven did, which is going to be a big thing. Vi is pinging in blue team's blue, I think for Soraka, but Soraka is paying way too much attention coming in the bot lane, trying to see if she can gank here, and he might be in a bit of trouble. Soraka can get in and get that silence down. Sergi throws out another spear and doing a good chunk of damage, about a third damage to Capnock on the Annie. Knifey now jumping in silence, so he's not going to be able to stun the Garen. However, does ignite, hoping that this Udyr will get there in time. Does throw out the ultimate herself. Now Udyr is there to follow up, trying to finish. The Soraka Soraka ultimate does come down. Udyr says, "I don't really care. I'm going to try to finish killing this Garen." Red buff does finish it off. However, Vi is there to get the the kill on Udyr and get the double buffs. Excuse me, and is going to be pushing this top tower. While Knifey did have to back. However, Knifey did live through that, which is a good thing. However, Garen picked up, I think, an assist off of that due to the Vi getting the kill. Uh-oh, Templar Z up here now, jumping onto Breakwell, doing a lot of damage. Will she have another ultimate? There she goes. Another ultimate sack, allowing her to leap to Vi, giving herself a double buff, in addition to all the damage that she already does. Now 44 minions, and going to be doing a lot of damage with that Hex Drinker as well. A lot of pinks now coming out for all the team members. Both Akali and Vi have that pink ward in their inventory and can place it down at a moment's notice. This is going to do really good for both being able to see enemy champions, and if you place it in the correct bush, will last a lot longer than 3 minutes, which is way worth it far more than a ward. If you can wait for that extra 25 gold. Does look like Soraka now will be coming into the bottom lane. Sarah G here trying to be here apparent. The stun does come out from Ashe onto 40 Kittens, who's in a lot of trouble. Does flash away from that, but the exhaust is going to turn her around, and she does get killed. And that is not very good. However, double farmed in Ashe is going really, really good. Ashe only sitting there with a great pickaxe while Jinx has a Vamp Scepter to her name. Might be able to get something else before coming back into lane. Pink ward does go down for blue team towards the dragon, which is really nice. It kind of keeps any vision on purple team going in and out of there. And purple team turns it around, does the exact same thing back. There we go. Vi is actually going to be able to see that pink ward for purple team, which is going to be very unfortunate because of that placement. That ward is not really worth it. Lots of damage going down onto Dash as Templar Z is there to do all of the damage. Now leaping in onto Nidalee as well. However, I believe Nidalee flashed there to be able to live. Pencil Pen 15 doing the stuns that he needs to be able to get down this Garen. However, it is going to go down to the Vi, who is following up. Knifey now in a little bit of trouble, trying to back. Here's Soraka, the silence going down, going to keep Knifey from being able to get too far. With half health, she's going to be able to dash her way, hop, 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 out of range underneath the tower. However, Break Will might be there to try to follow up. She's looking for her on the other side. She's not going to find her as Knifey decided to stay underneath the tower instead of possibly get ganked by the Vi. However, both team members are now kind of squishing in. Knifey now jumping in and stunning Break Will, trying to burn a Q. There goes a lot of damage and the ultimate down onto Knifey, even with the flash. Break Will is there to do the final amount of damage, and Che Chang is killing her, so that way she doesn't get too much damage underneath the tower. However, purple team turning around, grabbing the tower themselves. A lot of damage, and the Annie Tibbers, actually I don't think that stun did much because she started with her Q. Tibber is doing a little bit of damage, but Annie's building way more support than AP at the moment, which isn't going to help her in the long run. Got to have AP if you're going to throw down those ultimates. Templars in the middle of trying to get this tower down for purple team. And my throat's starting to get rough considering this is the third game that I've shoutcasted in a row, but you guys are all so awesome. I'm going to try to keep it up for you guys and have a lot of fun with this. Templars is now running away as Break Will is jumping in with that unstoppable force. The Ashe ult coming in is going to hit 40 Kittens, going to keep her stun for a while. However, the Annie Tipper is actually blocking that Nidalee spear, but it does not matter. This Maximum is there with that ultimate, going to be able to finish off Jinx. Cap Knock finally having to back off of that, saying it is not going to be helping us in the long run. That sweeping ward now picked up by Garen is going to be good to keep any wards away from Dragon. However, purple team does have a ward down in the bottom side of it. Blue team kind of sitting around waiting to see if when Dragon is going to come up. Should be up any second now, as they are able to grab blue buff from purple team. And now they've got all on Dragon. Udyr deciding maybe it's best to just back off of this. Not able to contest this dragon. That is the second dragon for blue team of 2 dragons in this game. Purple team pretty on tilt at the moment. Only down 2 kills, but down a pretty good chunk of gold. They're down about 4k gold in this game. Jay Chang now trying to do a little bit harassing onto Templars here. Here's Pencil Pen running in for that, trying to get that bear stance stun. However, Templars is in a lot of trouble with very low health. The silence comes out, and the Q finishing Akali off. All of the heals by Jay Chang, though, trying to finish it. The ultimate by Knifey's going to catch her as Udyr walks away with just barely any health. The Ignite is down on Maximum. Going to keep his health regen at nothing. The stun is out onto Maximum. They decide maybe not to go finish it off. Annie is down onto Break Will, but Break Will is not even mattering. Throwing out the ultimate onto Knifey, doing way too much damage with those double buffs. Now turning onto Cap Knock. Exhaust is down onto Ving. The flash is used by Cap Knock, trying to escape. She throws out a W just in case, getting her snare or her stun, and does put it down under Break Will, but Maximum with the last second flashes in, getting a little more damage, and Break Will's going to be able to take that kill, I believe, with the red buff. Goodness, so much action happening all at once. Andrew Liu and Sarah G in the bottom lane, continuing to push this tower. They already got the first tower, now they're going to be pushing in onto the second tower. Another throwing out another spear, chunking down 40 Kittens to pretty low health. 40 Kittens, don't forget though, last game you weren't doing that well and you still got a triple kill, so you can still prove me right. And I did say the blue team was going to win, so far that prediction is holding true. And we'll see if it continues to hold through for the rest of the game. Break Will now coming in to help out with that blue buff. Akali coming in now. Templar's doing a lot of damage to Andrew Liu. The ultimate by Jinx actually completely missing. Andrew Liu is at no health. I think, yeah, there we go. Akali was just taunting her with that laugh, running alongside of her before using the ultimate to finish her off. A little rude, but hey, what can you do when you're already losing? You might as well have some fun with it, right? Akali now considering jumping in on this Soraka in the mid lane, but I don't know if she's going to be able to. That Soraka silence is going to be doing a good chunk of damage to her. Templar Z deciding to just back and maybe grab this minion farm, throwing out potions onto herself. I think she's actually using a vial at the moment. Udyr does flash in to grab the stun, and now they're trying to do as much damage as they can onto Jay Chang, continuing to just jump onto her. Templar Z actually finally getting the Shadow Dance down. And then Udyr picking up that kill. Always good to share your kills with buddies, especially when they're down by a little bit. Udyr now 2-2-2, and does have his Feral Flare finished with all that jungling that he's been doing. Hex Drinker coming out for Akali in that mid lane as well, which is going to be doing pretty good. In the bottom lane, we got Jinx and another spear by Nidalee missing out, as Annie does have the stun up and ready for any kind of situation that might be happening. We do have a Chalice finished by Soraka. She's not going to have any mana problems, as a needlessly large rod is done by Nidalee, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage with those spears from a distance. Randuin's Omen by Vi. She's got a lot of base damage. She's got 6 kills. Udyr's stun now coming in as well. This bear stance there, but the tower is on Templar Z, who has almost no health. She does dash in, grabs a little bit of health, but now she's silenced, Shadow Dancing and Shadow. Oh my gosh, Soraka is there with the Q to finish off both champions in the middle of the Shadow Dance. Oh, and the knifey coming in with that ultimate, as well as the Jinx ultimate, finishing up that Vi, getting that shutdown in that mid lane. Now Nidalee's here. Capnog in a bit of trouble. The Ash Hero flies by and doesn't hit anybody. However, Garen now instantly follows up with that ultimate, finishing off Annie as they continue to push mid. 40kins in a lot of trouble now. The Ignite is on her as blue team is continuing to try to push in. One Nidalee Spear could finish off 40 kittens. There she goes, continuing to move in, but she is knocked up by the Riven. She's still going to try to throw a spear. What? Oh, it almost hits 40 kittens, and she is able to walk away with practically 0 health. Sarah G is now trying to back off in the mid lane. 6 health. Oh, so she was hit, but just knocked down to 6 health in that mid lane. Or I guess, you know, the Ignite knocked her down to 6 health. Now Knifey is turning around. Now they're pushing it in onto the Soraka. The Ignite is onto her, so her heal's not going to be doing a whole lot, but the Udyr stun is just too much, finishing out the Garen as well. And now they're continuing to push in. Templar Z has very low health, as Break Will is there, but Break Will is just doing a lot of damage. Riven having to back off from this pencil pen in a tight situation as he's trying to back off. Will this tank be enough? I don't think so, as he's only a little bit. He dodges the Break Will, Unbreakable Force, and the spear does not connect with anyone to finish them off. Oh my gosh, 12 kills to 10. This game has just gone lightning mode here, as everyone is just killing back and forth. As blue team finally decides to start collecting in this mid lane now, or collecting themselves from that long fight. Blue team decided to take purple team's blue buff here, and that's going to help out if they give it to Ashe. I guess Vi is going to be taking it, taking purple team's buff. Good job at purple team getting out of very, very hairy situations there. It could have turned to sour really quickly, but everyone walked away with like 2 bars of health and slowly pulling themselves back into this game. Jinx has yet to prove herself and get that triple kill. However, best of luck to her as the game is still going on. Templar Z finds Break Will to go ahead and gets that her Shadow Dances. She's jumping in on Break Will. Does have the Hex Drinker that's already gone down. Break Will is in a bad situation, knowing that she doesn't really have too many places that she can go. And she's going to even waste the ultimate trying to finish off Templar Z, but nobody was there to help her out, and she went down. So that is a Vi ultimate used, not grabbing a kill, and it's going to have a pretty long cooldown until it comes back up. Purple team grabbing that mid tower, doing a nice job, continuing to push with all these kills. Now Pencil Pen jumping in onto Maximo up in the top lane. Knifey is here to follow up, using those hops to try to catch up to it. Her ultimate is down, so she does have that dash, or the ability to use it. Templar Z now following up as well. The Hex Drinker comes out, and that damage does go down, and Riven not even needing to use her ultimate. I don't think she used it at all in that. As Akali picks up another kill, now 6 and 2, countering the 6 and 3 Vi on the enemy team. Blue team does have that pink ward still sitting down by Dragon. However, they do not have Dragon actually warded. They know it's up though, so they're going to be going there to try to catch it. Now, purple team has tied up the kills, 12 to 12. However, blue team does get this Dragon. Their gold lead is going to go back to being much higher than purple team's, As there we go, they did get it, so they're about 2k gold above purple team. However, Akali's here. She's gonna be in a really tight situation. That Nidalee Spear does hit as she goes trying to dodge out of the bushes. Annie is hit by the Ashe ult, so she will be stunned for a bit. She does use the flash to try to get out of that, but Breakwill is there following up with all the Qs. The exhaust goes down, but now she puts herself under the tower, holding Templar Z in place while the Nidalee Spear does come in. The Shadow Dance is down for Akali. She might be able to live through this as Pencil Pen's now trying to escape. 40 Kittens in a tight spot with about half health. She tries to throw the W back to be able to head. The ultimate's out. The Zodias is keeping Nidalee alive, but not going to be enough as the traps go down, and actually Jinx will be picking up that kill. However, Breakwill did follow Annie all the way through, or no, Akali through all the different things and was able to kill her. Ultimate by Garen going out. The Ignite is on her. Jinx has tried to use a potion to heal herself, but I don't think it's going to be enough as she does go down. Knifey now trying to follow Maximum, does get the dash stun to be, or the flash stun to be able to lock Maximum down just long enough for Udyr to get there and follow up with the stun himself, be able to get a kill, pulling themselves back up to only being one below blue team, and actually only about 2k gold still, even in a bad situation where that fight started really badly with Annie going down pretty early from the start, but too many dives underneath the tower meant the purple team could still grab a couple kills out of that. Let's look at a couple items here. As Trinity Force is finished by Udyr. They may not be leading, but it's an excellent item if you're trying to get kills, and he's doing a great job of following with that up onto the Garen. Garen has finished a Sunfire Cape for himself, so he's going to have the armor to do a lot, but Riven's Hydra is going to do a lot of damage anyway. Does look like blue team is building a lot more armor, and they're grabbing a lot of extra wards here, doing an excellent job of keeping that place warded, even with the trinkets and the wards in their inventory. Looks like wards versus potions. You can see 4 members of purple team have those red pots, whereas everyone on blue team has wards instead. There goes some wards down, keeping... Look at all of the wards by blue team in both jungles of purple. They're going to be able to keep vision on purple in a lot of situations they do not want it to get out of hand. Templar Z jumping in, doing a chunk of damage to Nidalee once again, finishing her off without a problem. But now Jinx has the speed boost and is now going to be trying to rush in onto Ashe. However, Pencil Pen now in a tight spot as both of the tanks on the enemy team are going to be trying to hammer him down. He does have the bear stance and then the turtle stance to try to solve. Turtle stance should be up in a second, but not enough, as that Garen stance is going to keep him from doing too much. Now Knifey's having to deal with Soraka in the top lane. That sounds going to be doing enough to be able to keep Riven from doing too much. The Ignite is down onto Jay Chang and going to be doing a lot of damage. Knifey's ultimate is up as well. Going to be just blasting away. There she goes, doing a little bit of damage. Now she's having to back off of that as Jay Chang's there with the silence and the Q to finish Knifey off. It looks like bottom lane that we do have 3 people trying to push down. Blue team Soraka shouting GG as blue team does push both top and mid lane. Vi going to be doing a good chunk of damage to that mid lane tower. However, 40 Kittens has gotten that tower in the bottom lane, so they're going to be able to back off from that bad situation. Might not have been worth if blue team gets 2 towers, both top and mid lane, exposing an inhibitor. But Breakwill has a lot of tank, but not really a lot of damage against that tower. Looks like Templar Z will be attempting to go in on this Nidalee. She knows that Zhonya's is down. There she goes. Grabbing yet again another kill. Now 9 and 3, trying to make this team on tilt, as Vi also has 9 kills, which is just incredible for a Vi, because 9 kills. Top tower did go down for purple team. However, their mid tower is still up, so they still have those inhibitor towers with them. But that mid tower is just a bounce back for bottom lane, and which also only has that inhibitor tower left. 3 towers down for purple team, where 5 towers down for blue team. Or I guess 5 towers for purple team, 3 towers for... Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so... Blue team does have 2 extra towers on their hand, as they have 2 different lanes in which there is only the inhibitor tower left, but the game could change any minute as kills are even up between blue and purple team. We get to watch Breakwill slowly farming in the jungle here as both teams start to try to collect themselves and make sure that they can get some kills off in this lane. Looks like Sarah G will be trying to jungle farm as well. Purple team finally does have some wards around Dragon. Looks like Annie will be taking out this pink ward. Don't destroy the pink ward. Pinks are for life. And she isn't able to stop the pink ward. No, the Nidalee Spear actually coming out to keep Annie off of that. Even though Annie did not get hit, she did not want to have to deal with that. And so that is a very valuable pain cord as it is still standing. But now that they know about that pain cord, as soon as there is no one around that, they could still go and get it. Pencil Pen kind of do a little bit of a harassment, but getting some tower hits instead. Now he's going to be pushing that Ash Arrow long range, actually missing everybody on purple team. Capnock still in a bad situation as Nidalee is there. And that, Nidalee Spear is going to be able to finish it off. Knife Knee having to back off from that. That was a 3v4 towards Dragon. Dragon still has not spawned yet, and both wards are there, so both teams will know. No, purple team will know if Dragon is, or if blue team is there at Dragon. Looks like blue team has decided they're just going to push down mid in the meantime. However, purple team is trying to collect his tower in case things do get hairy, which they will in just a second. Akali is there. 4 members of the team are there. Udyr is coming into that back line, though, with that stun. Is going to be finishing off Nidalee. Akali there to get that last kill. This purple team now jumps on Vi, just destroying her down. They've got the stuns. They've got the damage jumping in. Templar Z is there trying to finish off anyone that he can. However, Maximum's ultimate going down, finishing Akali before Akali can get any more kills. Knife Knee there as well. This could be the triple kill for 40 Kittens. This Kitten's doing a lot of damage. So that the W. Jay Chang is healing herself. That's the double kill for Jinx. Then it's a Pen Pencil is there trying to keep himself alive. 40 Kittens, I don't know if she can finish off a triple kill on that Ashe before the battles are up. I think her double kill might just end at just that. However, that is a good start towards that triple kill as they now push in onto this turret, which they should be able to get as only Ashe and Nidalee are up. Nidalee just coming up, and now they have started even out the turrets. 5 and 5 for both teams. Now actually ahead in kills. That Riven and Udyr just too strong. Udyr going off and jungling Dragon by himself, soloing it. This is a huge turnaround for purple team. Excellent job turning that entire fight around and just pushing as hard as possible towards that. Vi is here. I'm going to try to make something happen. Going to be able to hit Capnock. I don't think she was expecting 3 in the jungle though. And he does throw down the ultimate, trying to keep Tibbers in between her team and that. She does know that that pink ward is still up though. And she's not going to grab it. Breakwill there doing a lot of damage to Capnock. Even with the ultimate, Breakwill is going to be able to go through and finish off Capnock no matter what. Garen now trying to get in onto this Riven. Akali going ahead and backing. Jinx is there trying to defend her team. Akali saying, hey, maybe it's best not to back just yet and help my team out. Knifey down and going to be a bit of trouble with that silence from Garen. And Breakwill's damage is going to be a little bit too much, and the Ashe Arrow sniping her from too far away. However, that Ashe Arrow is going to cost her as Templar Z is there to get the kill on her. And going to have to cause some of blue team to maybe reconsider. Garen charge, however, shows that he doesn't care. Jinx now does have that double buff off of that last fight situation. Trying to go ahead and maybe recall. Keeps considering it and then backing off from that last second. Jay Chang on that Soraka pushing down in the mid lane with those maximum damage Qs is going to be able to clear those minion waves with no problem at all. Templar Z in the top lane doing the exact opposite, pushing back towards blue. They do not want those waves to get too pushed towards their own towers, especially with those inhibitors getting pretty close to being exposed as of yet. Purple team is 1 kill in the lead with about 1k gold. Udyr taking like 0 damage from that Nidalee spear, which is I think why he joked about that. Ouch. He's like, I didn't even feel that. He does have a Randuin's Omen, and starting on that Spectral Cowl is going to be able to keep some of that Nidalee damage off of it. Annie there cleaning up that ward towards Baron. Going to be able to try to keep that warded as fights now start going to be pushing towards that. She is being able to build some AP finally, which means she's going to be doing some damage in fights. This Jinx does have that Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer, and she's starting to work towards maybe a Bloodthirster. She does have a Vamp Scepter and that great pick. However, Ashe herself has an Infinity Edge and close to a Phantom Dancer finished, as she does not have anywhere near the farm that Jinx has. Jinx doing an excellent job of, even when down, keeping up that farm throughout the entire game. During the mid lane, Soraka has now completely outstripped Akali when it comes to farm, but Akali is dominating her for kills, so it doesn't really matter. Udyr, on the other hand, has destroyed Vi's farm in that lane. A lot of Randuin summons coming out for blue team, knowing that Jinx is going to be doing a chunk of damage to their entire team. Breakwill is looking for possibly a target as purple team is all collected around that mid lane. Oh, Templar Z might be in trouble as she's going in hard onto Andrew's Louis. She does able to ult herself out of that situation and onto a minion, but now she's Zanya's herself. Will she have an ultimate able? Not enough, not in time, as that Garen's silence instantly turned around. She was not able to do anything. Bad choice to jump into a possibly 1v5 situation. It started at 1v3 and turned into 1v5. And now purple team is nowhere near ready to handle this entire blue team turning on to Baron. That could be a deciding moment, as blue team is now going to be turning on to Baron and grabbing this kill. That spear does come out from Nidalee. They know that Annie is in that jungle, in that bush. She may try to ult this Baron. Udyr is here as well. The blue team has decided to maybe turn and fight this. Stun going out onto Jay Chang, followed by another stun onto the squishiest, but sorry, my words are failing me, as blue team turns around and attacks purple team, just jumping in onto a cap, not getting instantly taken out by Sarah Nee G. As blue team does get Baron and is now pushing in towards purple team's base. Purple team not responding fast enough. They attempted to do a little bit of damage, but I was trying to think of the most healing champion they were doing those stuns to. That was not the target they were looking for. Kali now once again in a bad situation. She leaps into the enemy base, or enemy team. Now 40 Kittens does take a chunk of damage from that Nidalee spear, trying to use her rockets to long range clear these minions, but it's not going to be enough, having to back off those random omens, just destroying her as her movement speed is now slowed. Knifey doing a nice job of dashing in and stunning to keep that Garen off. Asher actually missing everybody, is now Kali is in a bad situation. She just Zhonya's herself in the middle of that bush there. I don't know if she's going to be able to escape out of herself out of the situation. She does have Ignite on her as blue team is now chasing onto her. She is able to Shadow Dash, but the Ignite's going to finish her off as Breakaway is there to get that kill. 40 Kittens now trying to follow up with that damage. Breakwill does get stunned over the wall. I don't think that the team knew, though, as Soraka is going to have to flash out of the situation. Udyr is silenced, however, he is instantly able to come out of that and stun, continuing to do a bit of damage to Jay Chang, trying to knock this tanky Soraka down, as she does have all of her heals. It might be on cooldown, though, and they might be able to get there in time. Those damaging stuns continue to come out. Knifey actually missing, I think, the stun onto the Soraka. There we go, finally ulting to finish her off. Udyr there saying, hey, I'm tanking enough, let's just go ahead and tank this tower with the damage that Jinx and Riven have. We might be able to turn this around and get an inhibitor off of this, even with the enemy team Baron. That was almost the entire enemy team's. I think Vi is the only person that has Baron now, but she's going to do the damage. She doesn't care. Going on to the cap knock on that Annie. Knifey's going to have to flash out of that. 40 Kittens down in a bad situation. Oh! That Nidalee Spirit getting really close. Cap form continuing to try to jump in. She's got one more leap. I don't know if it's going to be done. Kali jumps in with that stun by Knifey. Nidalee is forced to Zhonya's. Jinx sticking around a little bit too long, as Vi is able to jump onto her. However, they've got the Nidalee. They've got the Vi. Now they can turn around and just push right back, as no one else on blue team has Baron. Purple team doing an excellent job of cleaning up even during a bad Baron fight. Purple team just got a little bit too happy after taking that tower in that mid lane. The Kali doing an excellent job of jumping in the middle and distracting the entire enemy team, as purple team tried to follow up. And did an excellent job of doing exactly that. Soraka now also having that Random Omens and Spectral Cowl is going to be pretty tanky, as both teams now try to collect themselves and figure out what they're going to do next. Blue team pinging this dragon. That pink ward still sitting by dragon. Hey, purple team, that ward is still there. You could have gotten it at any time. It only has one life left on it. But very worth for blue team, that pink ward being put there, as they've been able to see a lot of different times the purple team has been around there. Blue team pretty much getting this dragon uncontested, unless Jink throws out the ultimate right now. Don't think, nope, that dragon's going to be in blue team's hands. Blue team getting that dragon. That is 3 for 1, also being 1 tower above purple team. Udyr deciding, hey, I don't really want to fight this. I'm going to bear mode. Does get a Nidalee Spear to his backside as he walks away from that. But it shouldn't be too long before he regens that up, as he does have that Spirit Visage and fully stacked Feral Flare, and continues to get it stacked up. The stun going down onto Garen. Garen taking a lot of damage between these two. Soraka is forced to use her ultimate, but I don't know if that's a great idea, as the Ash Arrow just misses the entire enemy team completely. Knifey in a tight situation as he's trying to back out of that, as Breakwill is there to do a lot of damage. Actually, Breakwill will get the kill onto Riven as well as Udi are finishing off that kill onto Ashe. A lot of damage going back and forth as Jinx Rocket destroying everybody on blue team. Blue team way too clustered for this, and purple team gets the ace. Akali finishing off that kill. That is going to be game, I believe, if purple team can get there fast enough. Jinx is randomly gone AFK. Okay, now she's going to be pushing towards that mid lane. That Jinx is going to have enough damage to just push through blue team. They still have another 20 seconds before anyone on blue team is, blue team is up. Udyr just instantly running in, doing that damage. I think purple team being maybe a little bit too comfortable with this ace. As they're not pushing in, they get one inhibitor, but it doesn't mean the end of the game, as Ashe will be up in 5 seconds. I don't know if they can get these other towers and inhibitors down before blue team is back up and fighting. Ashe is now up. They're going to be able to grab this second turret. As long as Jinx focuses the Nexus, they might be able to finish this game off. They're going to back. As incredibly as Annie's there doing a lot of auto-check damage, but now Garen's there with that silence. Blue team is all the way up. They could turn this back around. I do not know why they did not just turn and attack this tower. Capnock there trying to distract as long as possible, but purple team in a bad situation. Akali now being ulted by Templar Z being ulted by Breakwell. Another Ashe arrow missing. Templar Z is trying to get his way out of that. I don't think Templar Z has anything available. She's going to be able to try to shadow dance to something as she's trying to continue to dodge. Her flash is up in barely any second now, but it's not up fast enough as she does go down. The flash being up in just a couple of seconds. Blue team have been collecting themselves. They do have minions pushing down towards their base in the mid lane, but that is all the purple team was able to get off of that, other than the towers by the Nexus, which is huge, so they're going to have to at least sacrifice one member of their team to keep those minions off of that mid lane, as long as they don't have somebody pushing in that mid lane. What an active game going back and forth here. Purple team has gotten the lead on kills in about 2,000 gold, but this late in the game, the 30-second timers, well, 30 seconds after a couple seconds, more like 40-second timers, it could be game. Pencil Pen now in a tight situation as Breakwell is going to do a lot of damage and slows to him. He is trying to get himself out of that. However, nice Jinx traps is going to keep that team pretty well together, as well as a nice slow and stun by Udyr. Now, Jinx is in a situation as Vi goes ahead and uses her ultimate, but Jinx is there with those rockets. That's one kill for Jinx. Maybe a second kill in a couple of minutes as Jay Chang now is getting a lot of those rockets onto her. That W is not going to find anybody, but Knifey is there with that stun. They're going to maybe be able to give this to Jinx. Give herself a second kill as now Garen is in a bad situation. Maximum just getting pounded down between all the members. That's a kill, but for Pencil Pen, Jinx, I'll count that as a triple kill. As purple team now pushes in towards that base, they only have the ultimate. What am I talking about? They only have the base there as they push in towards the end. Baron is live, but they don't give a crap as they kind of come in towards the tower. I don't think the blue team is going to be able to defend this. Nearly trying to throw out a spear. Knifey there. Jinx there. They're going to do the final bit of damage to finish off this Nexus and call that game. And a absolutely incredible non-stop action game. I am so glad I stayed up to watch the game with you guys. That was absolutely intense on every level. Oh my gosh. First of all, excellently played on all teams' sides. Like, I don't think there was any person on any team that did a terrible job. And he got a lot of kills, both early and kind of towards the mid-game. However, came back late game and was able to find good situations to not get caught out in, as well as to be able to throw down those stuns and help out her team. Didn't do a lot of damage, but those stuns were what helped her team turn around in the late game, as well as those Udyr stuns and Riven stuns. So, excellently played by a lot of the people. It was absolutely brilliant to watch you guys play. For MVP, I'm going to throw it out to, losing team first, which was blue team. Breakwell, definitely. Usually, sometimes it is the person who had the most kills. However, once again, it is not about the kills. Breakwell got a lot of those kills by being fearless, diving into 1v3 situations and just smashing fists against the enemy team. She had like 6 kills before it was even at 15 minutes. A lot of kills early on. And I was amazed at the damage. She must be running like full runes and mastery as AD, because the damage output by Vi was absolutely incredible. And even though she was jungle, she didn't build a Feral Flare, which goes to show you that while Feral Flare is a very powerful item, it does not mean that it is game. She almost single-handedly won that game for blue team. However, it does point out that you can't have all of your kills on one person, because as soon as Vi went down, a lot of the rest of the team, while tanking and while it did a bit of damage, was not able to follow up and be there for that. Vi was like the only person that was on Blue's team that was actually there to be able to get the kills, and if Vi went down, the rest of the team went down with her. Now, Purple team, you did win. Amazing, amazing job all around. Absolutely loved every bit of it. It's really hard to give out MVP because you all were so critical. It was like everyone was MVP in their own way. Annie would throw down a Q stun, which would stun a target, which allowed Udyr to then run up and stun a target, which allowed Riven to then dash up and stun a target. All of your stuns were critical, and then turned it around and gave that kill to Akali or Jinx and allowed them to get fed and continue the game. So it was like everyone was MVP in this game, and it was just a beautiful job that showed teamwork really well. Early game, you were a little bit sketchy, as well as because everyone was back in their lanes, but late game, when you were all pushing together, did an amazing, amazing job with their teamwork. I'm gonna call it to Udyr because he once again on the blue or purple team was fearless and would jump into 1v3 situations. However, he was also pretty good about getting himself out of bad situations. Even with very low health, he was able to get out of situations and stay alive. He only had 5 deaths, which is almost the least number of deaths on his entire team other than the ADC, which is incredible for a very aggressive jungler. That's pretty fantastic. So amazing job. However, huge shout out to Akali for all of those kills. Huge shout out to Riven for those stuns that set up all those kills. 17 assists. That's saying something. And then good job for Annie for trying to keep it real, trying to keep that game going, and pulling it together in the end to be able to throw down those stuns and help out your team out. So amazing, amazing job. You guys are absolutely incredible to watch every time. Like,